Hey guys, welcome back to the 8th episode, or is it the 7th?
I thought we said
my
this is the 7th,
lord.
right? The last episode was a little bit of a bonus.
Yeah,
A little
okay.
6.5.
So if you only watch the Twitch or if you only watch the YouTube, we had the D302 show. I screwed up the introductions. We didn't even get our introductions in.
We
yeah.
ruined it, huh?
Yeah, rewind. Okay. Hey guys, welcome back to the D302 show, episode 7. I'm your host, Lucas Vargas, and you
It's
are...
Addi again, yours truly.
Oh my...
That was good,
Okay,
no?
no, that was so cringy.
That was good,
That
no?
was
Yours
cringy.
truly, I'm the one and only.
We've embraced more of the fall theme.
Fall, y'all.
I got a pumpkin right here. I got this cute little white pumpkin. We got our mugs actually filled with hot cocoa.
True.
And then we have a mister. We have a mister in the back.
Your head's covering it, though.
Yeah. Big head.
You know what was big?
Not my nose.
Your nose.
Not my nose.
Your nose.
And
Episode 7. And we originally had something else planned for this, but things like, I think the past few episodes have all been kind of scuffed because we have had plans.
and they just fell through.
Yeah.
And like
But don't worry, it's not going to be like a bonus episode. It's going to be an actual.
actual episode.
Actual
We're
episode.
shooting for 1 hour, so thumbs up. All right. So first little bit of business. We had our fall breaks,
True.
and they were so exciting, weren't they?
Well, I don't know. Yours was more of it.
I was being sarcastic for you because I know,
shit, I had a great time, bro.
dude. All you did was sit in bed without me. This
Beautiful time. Like it was like a self-reflection time.
I literally was like getting Snapchats all throughout break. I was like,
Did I send that many?
when you coming back, bro?
Okay, I
Bro,
see. We're
when you
lying
coming
now.
back,
We're
bro?
lying, bro.
Only like half lying.
I texted you Monday.
Quite a few
night.
times. Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. And we only had Monday and Tuesday as part of our fall break. So quite a few. And I left you Saturday morning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Monday night. And I was like, bro, you should come back.
But no, I forget if we mentioned it last podcast, but I've started really quote unquote started really working. I've only worked a few shifts, but
It's so weird to hear that word when you think of DoorDash.
Yeah, I'm a DoorDash driver.
It's like saying you work as a streamer.
I mean,
not.
It is for like those that like it's a lot of effort and stuff.
It's more work than a streamer, actually. IMO.
Really, and all you were just a little passenger prince.
Yeah,
so
that's
like,
true. But
I don't understand.
I turned a 30-minute session into a 3-hour session.
Yeah, because I was on. Okay, we'll get ready like the DoorDash conversation, and then we'll get into the meat of the episode. Anyways, yeah, I did DoorDash. I was only gonna do it for a few minutes, but then Addi was like rode with me, and it ended up actually being really fun. So,
yep.
And now
I think the amount of times we almost died that night were through the roof.
Okay. Because if you remember the bonus episode, it was Blink.
Yeah.
And I think that's why some of those, a lot of the roads were getting blocked off and stuff. And that's why it was horrible driving through like certain parts of Cincinnati, Covington.
You know what's weird though? They had certain parts blocked off that weren't even part of Blink. Like you remember that like we were down certain streets that were so small and like almost like the actual outskirts.
Yeah.
But it was just blocked off.
Well, I think because they were having festivals, but it was Thursday though, which is weird. Yeah. Like if it wasn't a part of Blink, I don't know what it would have been for because
And
it
Blink
was a
started
Thursday night. Yeah, so maybe it was Blink.
Mm-hmm.
So then, just FYI, don't DoorDash when there's a big giant festival going on because I did actually make bank though that night. I made like
50 some, right? 60
in like 2.5 hours. So another thumbs up. All right, so okay, I know we said we're gonna get started like diving into the episode. Oh man, already like 5 minutes in. Okay, I know I said we were going to dive into the episode, but I have an announcement to make.
Okay.
For the Bourbon County folk.
Didn't you say it was too late though?
It's too late to register to vote, but if you're already registered and plan on voting, either through like going in or getting like an absentee ballot, which should we link? I'll link it. Go to the description and find the link for it. For that, you can fill out the absentee ballot, and they'll send you one, and then you can vote that way and send it back in through the mail. Anyways, all this is to say is I'm unofficially running as county surveyor, and so what the whole point of that is I basically see everyone in the county of Bourbon County, and then I end up just making charts and graphs with like the demographics, and I have to send them to different agencies and like parts of the government and stuff.
Kind of like census, no?
Yeah. So
I always thought it would be kind of cool to be census for like. I thought it'd be cool for like an hour, and that's it. But like, because I can imagine cold calling is one thing, as different. But if you have to cold knock on like every single house on like 9 blocks, that's kind of weird.
You just send a letter in and ask how many people are in your household.
They come. Have you never had them knock at your door?
No.
They used to knock at our door all the time. Like,
y'all must be doing different. Y'all must be. I ruined the joke.
It's ruined. Yep.
Dude, I'm so freaking tired.
What up, CU? I'm sorry.
But like.
Wait, can't take. I have to thank him. See, I got a gifted sub.
Oh, okay. We gotta get this sub.
Money, bro. See, I'm working right now.
Okay.
We're working this.
This is a reminder. This is a reminder that we are live on Twitch.tv.
No, just
oh my
so
lord.
Cringe when you say it's Twitch channel Yo Addy with 3 eyes, and you'll find the live version of us here.
I'll get it eventually. You gotta carry the podcast, bro. I'm like
me carry it. If it was like
my brain has melted.
If it was like that's gonna sound weird. If it was like my knowledge of things, I could carry it. I always wanted a podcast when I was young, like super young.
Yeah.
And it just me, Tinsley, Kai wanted to talk about games, Twitch culture, like streamers happening. Like you heard about the Amaranth thing?
Yeah.
That'd be a fun episode, like a fun thing to cover, like the Mizkif drama,
it's just
Hassan drama. Have you seen okay, I'm going crazy.
No. I need you to do this.
Valkyrie?
Yeah.
That streamer? You see when she got in trouble for using the AAVE or whatever, the African American.
Oh yeah.
Something like you saw that?
Yeah.
She got flamed by her mods off stream, telling her like you can't use these words. But there are words that like anyone used.
Okay, well
I think they really just hated her.
Well, okay. Remember last year when posted that tweet that went viral, right?
Yeah, I remember that tweet.
And she just said, she's like, the reason you guys say addi is because you guys can't spell okay, she didn't say that. I'm like making it worse than it actually was. It was like the reason people say addi is because they can't spell address. But then she misspelled address on purpose.
Yeah, innocent little tweet,
And holy cow, people flamed her for like no reason.
Dude, I wanted to see
they went like they were just being racist towards her.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, it was just racism.
Well, because like she's a fellow, and like they were just straight up just.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, but that's Twitter at like its core,
Yeah, sure, bro.
Maybe friggin' ATK. That's okay. Again, not copying OTK. Tinsley, Kai's, and I group ATK. Maybe we'll get a podcast here in the next whenever. Because I hate doing podcasts over like.
Isn't that just the production company?
No.
That you guys need
OTK or ATK?
ATK.
No,
just make
it's a content group.
I thought you guys were just making a production company, and then like anything you guys would make would be under the ATK corporation, like co.
No, it's a content group. It's like, do you remember like YouTube groups? I don't know. Like I can't think of any
like
the Yogscast or like.
Yeah, I know what you're.
It's gonna be something like that, but not like that at all. But I hate doing podcasts over the internet. Like imagine a big Discord call. I think that's cool, but I kind of think it's like it kind of loses the like feeling of a podcast. I love the in person like. I can look at you. I can think, damn, this guy's really stupid, and he's sitting right there. I love that, bro.
Yeah, I like it being like straight up just two people. Oh, at the same time though, I usually never watch a podcast. I think if you watch a podcast, you're weird. Like, I don't know. Podcasts are not meant to be watched.
Oh,
they are meant to be. No, never. They're never meant to be watched. They are meant to be.
Us recording a live.
I know. Right I record a live podcast. People are watching it live. Y'all are weird. You're literally supposed to be driving or doing homework or walking to class, exercise, just doing something. Just put it in. You're working, put it in. Put it in here, bud.
Well, I wonder if it's not different for me because I like to have something, like I like to look at something usually. So usually I'll have something on my second monitor just there.
No.
So I like to just glimpse over, and it's just like, oh, it's a podcast, you know, like you can see the people talk. It makes you feel like you're like more connected. That doesn't make because I watch a lot of
I don't watch them to feel
podcasts
connected.
on like rappers and like who they are and like why they came up and like the music they make, the choices they do, you know. And I think that's just interesting. But I love being able to like watch them as they say, because also it's different to hear things said, but you can tell how genuine something is when you watch it, you know. Like
Yeah.
a person can you can kind of tell when a person's like fake based off the way they're talking, you know. Does that make sense?
No. Like I get what you're saying, so I guess it does make sense. But like I never watched someone without knowing if they're like
Or reactions. I love reactions.
those aren't podcasts.
No, it is. Like let's say I'm interviewing you right now and I just drop a hot question, like a controversial question. I like seeing the way they react, like facial expressions, like
The silence. Silence is all you need. See, okay, maybe this is just really like
I think there's a different kind of podcast we watch too, you know.
oh yeah. Well, cause I watch okay. I was about to like just drop all the podcasts I watch, but then like I've totally like just blanked. Okay. The Adam Ragusia podcast, where he just answers questions. And
AMA.
yeah. And that's all and people will ask him different questions about like food or even not really, like food adjacent even. And I like listening to him talk about it just because the way he presents I love the way he talks.
Yeah.
Like not even his like voice and accent, but the way he puts words in a sentence. I know there's like an actual
It's an art.
there's a word to this I'm trying to think of. And like I said,
Constructed?
yeah, like I guess they're
Poetic?
no, like if you know how to put words together, which I clearly don't, in a very good like form, you have like I don't know.
Does it start with an I?
I don't know.
I think I know what
you,
you're
I'm
talking
just like
about.
I'm blanking right now. But that's what I like about him. And then with I like listening to Rat and Link's podcast, Ear Biscuits. And one thing I like about them is like
I like watching they have a good podcast to watch.
yeah, but I don't watch it. And the only time I'll ever go look at it is if I really, really, really want to see a picture they post. But even the pictures they have, they'll describe them well enough where I'm like, okay, yeah, it satisfies my curiosity. They're like, it's a picture with me holding a peace sign. And I'm like, yep, I take your word for it. And then the Curtis Connor, the Very Really Good Show. Also, I'm probably exposing myself.
I know the name Curtis Connor, but like it's pulling.
He was the one he's the one I went to the comedy show of.
Oh yeah, that guy. That's why I know him.
I freaking love that guy. He's hilarious.
What's that dumbass caption you had? Like Mick Jagger, I barely knew her or something.
Because that
made me laugh so loud, bro.
Well, because it should. It's a joke. It should make you laugh.
Well, not for the right reasons.
Well, that's his whole like. That's his. He says that a lot, but like ironically, it's like there's a word that ends in er, and he's like, I hardly even knew her. So like. Mick Jagger, which is what he said during the show, and he's like, I hardly even knew her, and the crowd went crazy. But anyways. I probably should stop naming the podcast I listen to, because I feel like our podcast is just going to be an amalgamation of them, because that's all I do. I just draw inspiration from.
That's a big word, bro. I mean, I know what it means, but it's a big word. Oh my
gosh, Addy.
It's a big
amalgamation. Just stop saying you don't know these words.
Spell that word.
I can't even spell your name.
Let's go next.
See the silence though.
Let's go next.
The silence is what I'm talking about. When we had those reactions. So back to the original point, watching podcast is just weird to me, because I don't want to just watch two guys talk. That's boring. That's so boring to me.
I think two guys may.
Okay. I'm not even
There's
just.
so many factors that go into it, bro.
Just watching someone sitting and talking is boring. Almost like if I was just sitting and listening to them talk, just staring at the ceiling, that would be boring. I have to like be doing something so menial. Okay, see, look, we're using big words. Get you?
That's not a big word.
I think I don't even know if I use it in the right context. Anyways, I have to be something.
I think that's the word that you'd use.
It's so boring though that I'm able to like go on autopilot. Mowing the lawn. There's one.
I
Anyways,
need music to mow the lawn. There ain't no way. I'm gonna lose my brain if I start mowing the lawn and start listening to people talk.
really?
Yeah.
No. But see, like most of my time, I if I'm driving and I listen to music, I'm losing my mind. Okay, depends. Sometimes I am in a music mood, but like 95% of the time, if I'm making a big giant long road trip, I gotta have a podcast on. Okay.
I mean,
You
this all
talk
kind of
while
corresponds to like the main topic of this episode, right? Because did we ever drop it? I think the first episode, not first episode. This episode was gonna be about art, different kind of forms of
There
art
we
and the
go.
way it's created. You know, like that.
Yeah, and also struggling with finding your own
Fog, right?
voice
Oh,
and burnout.
yeah.
And by voice, I mean like finding your own way to express yourself.
Do you believe everything's an art? Because I believe everything's an art to a certain degree.
Yeah,
There's,
I mean, you
there's
should see the way.
simplistic forms of art, and then there's complicated forms of art. But I think everything's an art at some point.
Yeah, I mean, like any, like even, okay, word soup here. Anyways, like even if okay, NASCAR.
Okay.
Even you
Like
could
the
you
art
could
to drive a car.
you could somehow like persuade me to believe that NASCAR is an art.
Yeah, for sure.
And I see, like, so yeah, I'm 100% on board with you that like I think you could make anything into an art. So I mean, like, okay, I just name every single like thing someone can do.
Dude, that's
No.
that's an endless list of
But,
things
like-
people can do.
Okay, so what made us really want to start doing this was I mentioned it before. I'm a visual communications and design degree.
Why'd you
I'm going
stutter?
for it because I told you I can't talk today. This is like the wrong. We should have just recorded it last night.
I'm chilling. I'm doing good.
No, yeah, this is your best episode, bro.
This is not my best. Last episode of my best
Last
episode.
episode
I
was your
off
best
my
episode,
rocker, bro.
but like, I listened to it laughing at you,
Yeah, I mean that's fine. That's fine.
but it was so good though. Like, we really
It was late that
hit
night.
it out of the park.
It wasn't even late. It was like 10 something.
We should
11
have
something.
maybe we should have waited an extra hour to record it. Once like
Be cool. No, I would have been out, bro.
really,
Yeah, I passed out that night. Remember?
I'm no now.
Oh no, that's fine. So we just ate food. You're supposed to be awake and like energetic and
I don't know. Maybe I'm just crashing. Maybe I'm crashing after.
drink hot cocoa. You haven't not had one sip so far.
I had quite a few sips.
I'm
Addy.
not watching you, my bad.
So, we're talking about art this episode because I'm going for a visual communication and design degree. And they put me in a bunch of prereq art classes this semester. And they're kind of laying me down on my butt. Like, well, just because, like, especially compared to everyone else in the class that has had some background in art. And so, like, it was honestly kind of what's the word for it? Intimidating. Like it just I don't want to have to like.
What's that one syndrome with imposter syndrome?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, like that's a good way to like describe like I shouldn't be there. Like
Yeah,
I'm looking at everyone else and I'm like, holy cow, why? Like I don't belong here. I've thought about changing my major just because of these classes, but then at the same time, it makes it that much more rewarding when I learn to do something right.
Mm-hmm.
So
I mean, you guys can't see it, but he went crazy on that art piece up there.
I know I'll put up a picture on
Instagram. Oh,
maybe I'll do the Instagram and I'll actually have a little tidbit for it.
mhm. You link the episode there as well.
Yeah, there we go. Follow us on the Instagram at the D302 show with underscores between every word.
Yeah, because I didn't name it.
What? Okay, you can have name it right now.
I don't. I'd have to see what's available, like on the list of names. You know.
All right, then maybe we'll update it next episode. But
I'm just playing with you.
for my Art 130 class, which I'm really hoping is not my art history class, it's more focusing on like actually creating stuff. Like if you want to draw a truck, you draw a truck. And you guys might be like, what else would you draw? But for my Art 135 class, that's more abstract. And if you want to draw a truck, you don't draw a truck, you draw a square or something like, or you literally could draw anything. Shape, like just draw a shape. and then say, yeah, that's a truck. Or like that's
You know what I
representing
hate?
a truck. So it's more, I guess representational would be very like fitting of the first class, and then the latter would be our abstract. So
I hate that idea of grading art. Does
yeah,
that make sense? Like I feel
yeah, I
like
get that.
it's like not like redundant's not the word, but it's like it's backwards, you know? Because you know how many different forms of art there is, and like
Yeah,
one piece of art might be seen as beautiful to others, but might be seen as like ass ugly to others. You know, like
I get that. Yeah,
I hate that, bro.
but I think you're not really grading. Okay, from my experience, they're not really grading the outcome. They're grading the techniques that you use to come to the outcome. So, so for my first big project I had in that class was a still life. Actually, we had the sketch. I think I've told the story how we went outside and had a little
And then
sketch.
she flamed you.
Yeah, and she flamed me and was like, "Well, I only care about the technique getting down. I don't care what the final the final product is." Which, hey, low blow.
That was
Like,
yeah, that was low.
I kind of felt hurt by that. I thought I had actually worked pretty well on that, and to hear that was kind of heartbreaking, but I got over it. Then we had a still life, and so there was a big giant table filled with a bunch of white objects, like a bunch of different objects she'd painted white, put on this table, set up a light, and we'd have to go all sit around in a group and use charcoal to sketch it, I guess, and like put it onto paper. And so I actually don't have a picture with this, and she hasn't given us the paper back, which I wish she would, because I want to keep all my
Like
projects.
a portfolio.
Yeah, and I want to frame them though. I want to.
You ever had them in elementary school?
Yeah,
I don't know where mine went.
me too. I hope in the trash.
I mean,
I was
mine was
bad.
saved. I hope mine's somewhere.
Really?
Yeah, just to like look back on it.
Well, you know what's not saved? Your basket, or was it a clay pot? Your clay
It's
pot.
the clay pot, yeah.
So
That was funny. Yeah, frick that piece, bro.
Dude.
My mom was not finna see that one.
she'd probably get offended.
Probably.
See,
I'd be
like,
offended. Like, damn, my kid
you
made
made
this
this for me?
bro.
You could have done better, bro.
Yeah.
And you just throw that thing in the trash. She would have thrown it away if you didn't.
Well, thankfully I did it first. Save myself the humiliation.
The embarrassment.
Real.
But no.
Wait,
Back on.
keep
Oh,
going.
sorry.
No, I was gonna finish your topic and then I'm gonna dive into my topic.
Well, I'll just say, we finished, and we got a critique. First of all, we had to pin them up in the like on a board, one by one. So like I'd pin mine up, then everyone would gather around it, look at it, and then we'd go around the room and discuss things about it. And constructive criticism was encouraged, but I'm not built for constructive criticism. So like, they'd be like,
Starts crying in the back.
but I was like, okay, I'm not gonna say I was tearing up, but I was definitely back there. What?
Let's keep going.
But I was definitely sitting back there like, screw you guys. I freaking hate you. Like, obviously, I wasn't saying that out loud.
Yeah.
But at the same time, okay, so the teacher sort of jumped in and saved me at one point because she asked someone what he thought of it, and he was like, yeah, the proportions are right, but the values, which was like the light and dark and stuff, and they were like, the values of it is kind of off. They're kind of wrong. And the teacher came back and looked at it and was like, all right, Lucas, do you have anything you want to add, or maybe do you want to challenge anything he said?
Starts going off on the kid.
No, I was like, well, okay. I was just sitting there. I was like, I can't challenge him. I know nothing about art to challenge him. I can't say, well, actually, I think the values are right, because I don't know if they're right. So I was just like, yeah, he's right. I know nothing.
I mean, is there really a right way to do it though? You know.
But she ended up coming in and saying like, actually, Lucas, I think the values are actually pretty spot on. The only thing was, in the project requirements, you had to draw 3 objects. So I did 3 objects. Everyone else did 4 and then a background. So mine looked so incomplete.
Mm-hmm.
And at the same time, they did it so well that you could have convinced me that every single one of those pieces came from a museum. Now, obviously, some of them weren't going to be in like the Louvre in France.
Ain't no way, bro.
But or is it the Louvre?
I don't know.
See, this is where we're getting in trouble when we start talking about things we don't know much about. But anyways,
why do you go Southern mode?
For the bit. For the bit.
Our subjective. Is subjective the right word though? Like what one person thinks objective. That's the word. Yeah. Because like what he thinks is bad values is also like might just be like that might just literally just his take. You know.
Right.
It might look good in other people's eyes. That's why I hate that form of art. I love it, but I hate the way it's like perceived. Like I don't think it should ever be graded. Like I don't know, because art can be loved and hated at the same time. Art will always be hated and loved at the same time.
Let's just say
someone will like the piece.
Let's just say 95% of the class hated this piece. I'm pretty sure because they were all going through and they're like, it was like they would try to do like with how like you soften the blow with a compliment at first. So you're like, hey Addy, you're looking good today, but maybe brush your teeth once in a while. But okay, they would look at it and they're like,
holy moly,
they're like, it's all right, Lucas, but you forgot a background. There's no background. And I was just sitting there like, okay.
Yeah, what if they're just mad at you for getting a decent grade for putting like a fourth of the effort they put in?
Maybe that was it. Maybe they realized that like they were
maybe
the
they
fools
just tried too hard.
Yeah, not my fault. I'm not a tryhard because I spent my time. I worked on it just as much as them. I put my effort into different things. That's why the teacher said my proportions were good, and that's why the teacher said my values were good. So frick you. Yeah, that's what it was, bro. No, and then one of the people kind of like turned towards me and looked and was like, "Well, I think your project looks good," and gave me like a thumbs up, like it looks really good. But I don't know why.
Our kids are
that
weird.
just made me feel. That made me feel even more insecure about it. I was like,
yeah, because they're doing
frick
that.
You. I don't need your praise. Yeah, like I don't care about your approval. Shut up. Who are you? And at the same time, I'm like, thank you, because everyone else is being so mean. And so like,
that's funny.
I don't know, the duality of man right there. And so that was really the first big project. We haven't got it graded back, and if I did, I would have put a picture up. Maybe whenever we get it back, I'll show it back on the pod or whatever. And then we've worked on the second project, is linear perspective. If you want to jump in.
In what?
You tried to talk earlier, but I wanted to finish that little thought first.
My art forms, I guess, are very different from like pen and paper art forms, I guess. At one point, I was a SoundCloud kid. At one point.
Really?
Yeah, but it was never like a lyric. Like I never rapped or anything.
Better or worse than?
Oh, significantly better.
Really?
Yeah, but my beats were actually kind of like
fire.
What I thought was fire is actually bad now, but back then they were.
Can I listen to it?
I deleted they're off the face of the earth.
Like not even on like a flash drive somewhere.
No, you'll never find them. There is one guy who might have them still, but he went rogue.
Is it?
No, this is way before Tinsley.
Real?
Yeah. Even though I just blurred his name and then I just dropped his name, but I was way before Tinsley. Freaking Tyler, bro.
I've never. That's like a whole new name to me. I can sort of pick up on like some of the friends, like the friends you mentioned. You're like, oh, here's
Tyler and I were SoundCloud's kids together, but he was so much better than me. I would not be surprised now if he's like an actual producer somewhere, because this kid had talent, bro. He was talented at what he did, but he kind of just went rogue. And I completely understand why he went rogue.
It's because you suck so bad. He's like, I can't have this kid bringing me down.
It was Tyler, and like 3 other people and myself.
Tyler?
More. I don't know. Tyler started at like 4th, 5th grade, and then followed us kind of to middle school, and then like he moved to Nebraska and ghosted us, bro. Like once he moved, it was done.
Yeah, I understand that. I wouldn't talk to you guys if I moved to.
But it's because we were weird back then, so he probably just didn't want to associate himself with us, which is completely fine. Yeah. But I think that's why he went. But anyways, this kid's talented, bro.
Yeah, I've seen the pictures on your Facebook. You guys were you. Have you seen Tyler? You were rude. You were weird.
Oh,
I'm just.
Tyler might be on my Facebook
if you were associating with those kids, I'm sure they were weird for wanting to be near you.
Just weird. You know Kai. You don't know Kai. You know the name Kai, but you don't know like.
Dude,
Kai and I were weird, bro. But yeah, dude, I had so much fun learning about music. I think music is an art that can be judged, though. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because there's like music theory.
Yeah.
There's a lot of theory that goes into music. And I guess art is art.
But art has a lot of theory too.
Then,
So okay,
yeah, I
so
guess
maybe
it's
the
the
reason
same
you
way.
say music can be judged is because you know a lot more about music.
Yeah.
You
Yeah. I guess as an outsider from art, I can't really judge art,
okay,
but I know about music, so I can kind of judge music.
right. But okay, here's my point.
Yeah.
There are so many rules and elements to art that you follow,
Without knowing it.
and it's okay, like just the rule of thirds, right? And that's not even just about like traditional art. Even when you're talking about media, like photography and pictures and video and stuff like that, you still follow certain rules, like the rule of thirds.
Maybe it's like natural laws.
And
Like, what if it's natural laws? You know, like no matter what discipline you go into, you'll kind of use it.
well,
Does
yeah,
that make sense?
yeah, I get what you're saying. And then I guess this is more towards videography, just because I know about this. I've taken classes for it. Like the 180 rule, like I told you, if you're having a conversation, you have to picture it on a flat plane, and so your camera, you can't like. There's a man.
I mean, I know the rule, but I don't know how to explain
Because
it.
I've told you. Well, I've
Yeah,
explained.
you taught me it.
So like, if someone was shooting a conversation, our microphones would have to be the cameras if we were doing over the shot frames for a conversation. So if I was like, "Hey, Addy, how was your day?" You would want to film me saying that, so we'd use that camera, or in this case, your microphone to look over your shoulder, pointing at me.
Yeah.
But it would be on your right side. Then you go, "It was fine, Lucas." When you say that, we'd want to switch to camera B, which is shooting over my left shoulder. And it films your face. And anyways, the whole point of that is to help not confuse the audience.
Yeah.
Now, there are certain times that you wouldn't do that. But if you want to break that rule, you have to do it with purpose and intent. So there's a great scene in Inglourious Bastards when they do that. You know what that movie is, right?
No.
Okay. It's
Not
a
a
Quentin
clue, really.
Tarantino film about
I love that director though.
Well.
I've seen a lot of his movies, just not that movie.
Okay, well, anyways, and it's about like Nazis and stuff, Germany. Anyways, in this particular scene, it's the beginning of the scene, and there's a farmer that's hiding Jews in his basement, and he's having a conversation with a Nazi like ranking official or whatever. And anyways, they break the 180 rule because it creates tension, and that was the whole point, was to create tension in the scene, and it just makes it look uncomfortable and stuff. And so that would be a reason to break it. But when people break rules just to say, "I don't care, I'm just breaking it," without having purpose and intent, that's when it sort
It's
of
unprofessional, like unpolished.
yeah,
It's weird,
it,
you know?
it crosses a line, and like, okay, this is kind of bad. That's what I'm saying. It crosses that line of to objective into subjective, because you're sort of looking at this like and that scene, he just because he quote unquote broke a rule doesn't mean he actually doesn't mean it was bad. People may look at it and be like, "Oh, he didn't follow that rule, so it was bad." But like overall, it was a good, effective scene. But if on the flip side of this, when I was working with last year, he was shooting something when he wanted to break the 180. Well, he unintentionally broke the 180 rule. I brought it up to him, like, "Hey, we need to fix this. We broke the 180 rule," without intent or purpose. And he's like, "Oh, it doesn't matter." Now that crosses that's something that crosses the line where it's like, there was no intent and purpose with this. It looks like you just don't care. And so that's when I think it really hurts the overall project. Okay, monologue over.
That was crazy. You just like went off for like 10 minutes about the 180 rule.
Yeah.
I can't even remember what I was gonna say now.
Sorry, bro. Sorry. You should have
I
interrupted.
don't even have a clue anymore.
Well,
I guess you can talk about whatever you want to talk
I
about.
was
now.
gonna okay. I was also going to apply this to cooking. When people like to have like a traditional recipe, oftentimes people will quote unquote like break that tradition sort of to better suit the recipe to like home cooking and stuff. Just because when these recipes were created, okay. Another obscure reference, paella. It's a dish from Spain. Like people like to say it's a national dish from Spain.
I think Danny would know.
He's from
He's from Spain.
yeah, I know, but it's Valencian.
He's from Leon.
I know, but isn't he close from Valencia?
I have no clue.
Sorry,
What a
just
clue.
got a text. Anyways, back on track. That dish was made for people that were working out in the fields all day. There'd be someone at home cooking this big old pot for a bunch of farm hands.
Like Pozzoli.
Okay. Well, see that's what I'm saying. Now there's no reason to create like a big portion, and they were using different ingredients. Now, if you wanted to create that dish, you would tweak it for the home kitchen and stuff. And
What does this have to do with
people get okay. It's just art, like cooking. Cooking's an art,
Oh, okay, yeah.
and it's sort of like I don't know. The 180 rule in this case is the recipe, and the paella is the
Yeah,
movie.
I get it, yeah.
And so, anyways, back on track. Just because people get mad about it, like, does it now? If you're breaking that tradition just to like, oh screw it, I'm gonna throw in, okay, throw in lettuce. You're gonna throw in lettuce into here just to break tradition and make people mad. That's bad.
But
if-
every family has their own version of something, though, you know?
right,
But that's not really breaking tradition.
like you get what I'm trying to say though.
Yeah.
Like there's a traditional way of making something. People change that tradition, but if they have to change it for the greater good. If they're changing it just to change it, like shooting the movie wrong just because you don't care, that ruins the art. There you go.
Let's freaking go. Next topic before you just finish this episode by yourself.
Well, okay, yeah.
Holy moly, bro. Not even like
Because I don't even think you're following.
I got so lost. Like I don't
It made it-
think you compare the 180 rule to cooking. I think that was wrong.
Okay, I could have done
I'm
it better.
not gonna compare. Like next topic, bro. Please for my sanity.
Okay.
Next topic, right? I want to talk about our favorite forms of art, right? So I'm gonna start so I can get some breath out of me,
Okay.
right? I think I think my favorite form of art right now is music, but more specifically, I love rap music because you
Chicano
have
rap.
yeah. Well, that's like sure Chicano rap, right? They came off of like I don't want to use the term black rap, but like that was a thing, you know, right? Like that was all that was popping back there. But then a lot of these artists listened to like these huge artists, and then it was so interesting to hear their interpretation of it, but with their own like own thing, you know, like their own spices. Okay, I guess now I'm comparing this.
See, now you know what I
But
was talking about, though.
Well, now it makes sense because we talked about it for 2 hours, you know?
Yeah, now, but we got to compare the cooking to something you're familiar with, which is music.
Sure. Anyway, but like music, right? I think you have meaningful music, and then you have like I hate mumble rap. You know mumble rap.
I mean,
It's pretty much what's like super popular like a couple years ago.
I
Yeah, like Lil Xan. That was a huge mumble rapper, and
I guess to each their own.
I never liked it anyways, but I like lyrical rap because it's so interesting to hear their like they'll reference other rappers, other art pieces, other like things that have happened, but then like it's like you'll only pick it up after a few times you listen. Like there's some songs today like from Tupac like there was one song from Tupac just recently I don't know what song it was, but like a single line, I was like, wait, I've listened to this song my whole life almost. I've never picked up this line before.
Right.
And they weren't crazy. Like when I have that happen to me, it blows my mind. Because like it was so smooth that I never noticed it up until recently. And it's like I like music because it's like a 3 minute format, but you can condense so much in 3 minutes. And like I also think music is a universal language. Same with art. Art's one of the like universal languages.
Okay. What would you consider like
A non-universal
like
language?
as a movie considered a universal language?
No.
Really?
Yeah, because it'll convey
When you-
different meanings.
But when you bake down, I guess isn't really applicable to every movie, but for a majority of like movies, when you bake them down, it's to help get a point like just raw emotion and themes and stuff like that.
But with movies, you construct them to to give a point to a certain group of people, right? Correct?
Okay, but what about music?
No.
Why is that?
Okay, with movies, you construct a piece to show to a group of audience based off the things they do in that movie means something in their culture. But if you show that same movie to someone from a whole different culture, like they might think that like letting their dogs run in the house is weird and considered bad. Like,
Oh,
okay, I don't
like
know
if you're
why I
from
use that.
Canada?
Sure, is that a bad thing? In
No,
Canada? Oh, I don't know.
no.
But like, as scenes in movies will completely mean two different things based on what culture you're from.
But so can song lyrics. Okay,
Song lyrics,
you know what?
yes.
I can agree with you to a point. Put on Beethoven for anyone, and they're gonna be like, "Yeah, I get this."
But when you
But put
dumb a
on,
song
like,
down to like
Tupac for anyone?
kind of yes and no, but when you
No,
dumb a
no,
song, when
no.
you dumb a song down to just the bare bones, it's just beats and sounds. All it is sounds. Because you're not looking at you're making it's all it is sounds, right?
Okay,
So a happy
by
song
that-
will always be perceived as happy song because there's like the tempo of it, or like where where claps are at. I don't know.
okay, I'll give you that. I'll see what you're saying, because like, without like changing, like without adding subtitles or like dubbing it over, you can play a movie for someone and they'll be like, "What the freak is going on? I'm
Mhm.
lost." Maybe they can
But
sort
they
of like
might make a perception off of a scene, but it might also be wrong.
right, yeah, because like dialogues can change everything.
Yeah.
And for some songs, you can sort of, but like I get what you're saying with most songs. A happy song, the lyrics are gonna be happy.
Like the sounds of where
Yeah.
they talk,
Like
Even
unless,
if it's like K-pop, for instance, right?
yeah, with like
You'll
that's what I
know
was
a
thinking
song
of.
is happy, or you'll know a song if it's kind of sad because like the way it's constructed,
Like a love
or if
song.
it's angry, you'll know when it's angry.
Yeah,
But you don't know the language, but you can kind of get an idea that everyone else also has.
right.
Now, granted, you might not be angry at the same thing, but you'll both
The
be angry.
emotion's there.
The
The
emotion
emotion's
is there,
there.
yeah.
Okay, you've actually made a really good point. I'll give it to you. You
Yeah.
know, sometimes you're right.
Yeah.
Like literally the only song I can really think that would really like this goes against what you're saying would literally be Pumped Up Kicks. You play that for like
That's
I
a
don't know,
culture difference, bro.
yeah, you play that for someone like anywhere like that doesn't speak English. They're gonna be like such a happy, fun song, and then the song's really about like school shootings.
Yeah.
But like,
Well, I
Any
guess
other
when I was
like,
young,
most
I
songs-
didn't know that, bro. I'm sure we all thought the same thing, right?
I mean, yeah, it's just
I
like
thought that was just a happy
yeah,
go lucky
like,
song.
there's like a lot of that could be a whole podcast too in and of itself, is like misunderstanding song lyrics as kids where you just sing them.
Or misremembering them too,
What? I've never really
Really? There's
Like-
some lyrics where like I religiously knew them as like
okay. Like
A, B, and C, but they were actually D, E, F.
yeah, I know what you're saying, but like that doesn't deal with what I'm talking about now.
Yeah, no, it's different. From what you're
Okay,
talking
well
about.
then yes,
Yeah,
we could have a podcast about that, buddy.
The
But
music's
like
interesting, bro.
something is shaking this table. I have no idea what. Anyways, back on track. Yeah, like just especially a lot of like I don't know. There's been like a lot of songs I would sing as like a kid, and I like listen to them now. I'm like, why the freak would I say that, dude? The party rock.
That song was crazy, huh? And there's like "Whistle" by Florida, and
Oh
like
yeah,
we were like, ignorance is bliss, bro.
yeah.
It really is.
Okay. I have no idea. I have no idea if my mom remembers this, but like in the song Party Rock. Okay, first let's backtrack. I was like, oh, since we don't have like, I wanted to sing a song for my mom, like record it, so that way whenever she does something, she can listen to the song.
that's
And
so
I thought it
funny.
was I was like, genius idea. And so, like, little kid Lucas sung like the entirety of Party Rock. I had like the lyrics pulled up. I was like just singing every single lyric. And then my mom came in there and she's like, you don't even know what you're saying. And then like,
There's
like,
so many sexual innuendos that we missed in
I was
songs
like,
back then.
I was like, running through these hoes.
Yeah.
And then like, mom's like, you just call someone a hoe. And then I got a spank. And then I wasn't allowed to listen. I was like, Mom, what is Party Rock? It's on the Just Dance. It was like Just Dance 3. I was like, what's wrong with Party Rock? And then after that, Party Rock was banned for a little while from the Vargas house.
That's so funny. Bro.
But like, it's just a little funny story. But
going forward,
sorry, bro. Sorry
second
for interrupting.
favorite form of art is, I'm sure you've seen the things I like on Twitter, but it's very like soft pastel colored, like
Oh yeah.
like colors and like paint. Like it's very specific. I think it's specific, but I'd have to show up
It's like Easter art.
yeah,
because,
there's a lot
like,
of
it's like-
bunnies. I love bunnies.
Oh well, I wasn't even saying that. I was just saying how like because Easter's really pastel,
Yeah, so like
so like it's
I
soft.
love that style. Like it warms me inside, bro. I love that. Now, do you have forms of art that you prefer over? Like I'm sure you do. Like for like best kind of either that's traditional art, digital art, like favorite colors, even favorite song. I don't know.
I mean, yeah, I like purple.
You
My
like
favorite
purple?
color.
Mine used to be purple. Mine's blue now.
Really? Mine used
It changes every week. I don't know.
yeah, mine used to be blue and then it shifted towards purple. So I guess like if you want to get the perfect color for me, it would almost be like, okay, you guys can't see your like lock screen and stuff or your screensaver or whatever.
Desktop.
Your desktop. Anyways, it's like that galaxy because like it's like a mixture of like those
Sunset.
yeah, but it's got like those like purples and blues
Pinks.
and pink. Like it just comes together. Like I guess that would be like
It's like soft colors.
well,
I'd say it's
I
soft, right?
wouldn't really say that, but like it's just very. You get the point when I'm trying like a galaxy. Like when you think of a galaxy, but like you think of like the galaxies that are like purplish, pinkish, blue, like certain hues of blue and stuff. But actually, I do want to talk about my favorite piece of art.
Yeah.
But
As long as you don't compare it to cooking, I think it will be fine.
no. that was a mistake because like there was too many not like I guess obscure like references that like not everyone was gonna get. So like hey, that was my favorite. Maybe I should have just said like spaghetti, you know, not paella. But
Bro, explain the creating of the universe.
do you have a favorite art piece?
I have a favorite artist. I'm sure you know her by name.
Your favorite?
It starts with H.
Oh,
Hyun.
Hyun.
She's probably
Hyun.
my favorite artist, bro. She
You-
goes so crazy.
You can talk about her real quick. I gotta find the actual name of this piece. It's my favorite
Well,
piece, and I forgot.
I don't
the
even
name
know
of
where I found it. She used to be part of like OTV, Offline TV, and then Just Friends. Like, she's kind of like, unless you're like, I don't know, like, no one. She doesn't even stream anymore. I don't even know what she does.
What did
But
she?
she's an artist who uses like, it's like a realism art kind of, but like color pencil. I love color pencils and like pencil. Crazy art. She makes a bunch of Pokemon art too, and I don't even freak with the game like that.
I do.
But it goes crazy, man. Like the art style is just like it's to die for. Actually, is the. And then I love commissioning people to draw art too. Because I
You got a
like
bunch of
seeing different.
commissions.
I got 2 commissions. I like seeing people's interpretations of things. But I'm only down to commission if they're like. It makes me sound stupid, but like if I like their like. No, I don't know. I don't know what I'm trying to say. I'm gonna save myself before I say something dumb.
Okay, good, because I can hop back in
You go
and
ahead,
help
brother.
you. Okay. So I don't know if you've ever seen this. It's by a French painter, Jean Francis Miller. I can't pronounce French names. This piece, I'll put a picture also back up on the podcast for the video versions. Have you?
I've never seen that piece.
You
bro.
really? Okay. So this piece like hung up in my grandmother's house since I was a kid, and I used to like, okay, yeah, like the way it was positioned for the longest time, I used to thought it was a photograph. I thought it was a photograph of my grandma and grandpa, and then like I realized like later on, I was like, oh wait, it's a painting. It's the Angelus, and man, look, this is from memory. What I can recall, this was a point in time when like, or no, they were just there's a church in the background. It's two people, two farmers, man and a wife, standing over a potato field.
Did one have a pitchfork?
Yeah, there's a pitchfork in the
I
ground.
think I know that piece actually. Wait, that piece right there?
The piece I showed you. You
I was
dork.
thinking of another piece.
I'm literally
Sorry.
like, look at it.
You said
Look at
from
it.
memory. I was like, wait, why don't you just say it off of that thing?
This is the piece. Okay?
Yeah, I get it. Yeah.
Okay.
But why'd you say from memory? You should have just said from my computer screen.
Because I was going to say like, we lost video. I was going to explain what
I wonder if the battery didn't die.
the thing was about in the first place. Like why they were praying. It was because like they were hearing the church bells. Anyways, there's a man and his I can explain it to you if you're listening to the audio only. Man and his wife praying over a potato field. There's a pitchfork in the ground. They got a wheelbarrow behind them, and there's a church in the background. And so like looking at this, it kind of brings like feelings of like it's so somber. Like there's like a deeper meaning behind it. And so like I was looking at this, and I was like, honest to God, it looks like they had like lost a child, and like the pitchfork was the shovel, and there's also a basket on the ground that has like potatoes in it, and I was like, that kind of looks like a child coffin. And anyways, they apparently X-rayed this piece, and that was like the bat. Like they saw that he originally has begun like making the pitchfork into a shovel, and there was like a little tiny baby coffin where the basket of potatoes is. And I like it art's crazy. Like just cause it looks like that, and that is like the meaning behind it, but without actually being so like it's not in your face about it. It's not like, here, look, they're burying a kid. But like you get that feeling just from looking at the painting. And I think that's really cool. So we're gonna fix the camera real quick. It's overheating. Okay.
Oh.
All right. We fixed the camera. It might overheat on us again, but if it does, it does. Back to we'll talk about one more piece of art, and then we'll wrap this art podcast up. It was actually fun. It was actually fun once we started getting to the groove of things. Okay, so this piece that we have hanging up on the wall behind us.
You should just show it to the camera, or I can show it to the camera. I don't know. Keep going. You want me to get up? You want me to take it down and show it to the camera?
No, I'm going to just put it over. I'll
Sure,
just include a picture, dude. Sorry, I didn't mean
keep
that.
going. No, keep going.
So we had to go find a hallway to sit into, and we look on the opposite end of the hallway, and we literally just sketched that. And the whole point of this project was to show linear perspective, because like all the lines are going to a focal point, and it kind of took a while to like understand like, oh, that's literally all it is. Every single line in there, it leads to one point on the paper. And so like every diagonal line, I should clarify. Some lines are like horizontal and vertical, but like every horizontal line, diagonal line will lead to one point on the paper. And I'm actually kind of okay. So we did feedback for it. The feedback was a lot nicer for this. I did get some people that were like smudgy lines, but for overall, the most part, everyone was like, yeah, this piece is pretty good. It's pretty amazing. The detail, I got complimented on my detail, but I don't know. It's just overall, like it's honestly fun to make. It was fun to make because I like seeing it come together, and it acts like I didn't know I had that in me. I think that's what I should clarify.
It's probably one of the best pieces I think you've ever seen, or I've ever like seen done by you.
Well, this is like the second piece I made.
Yeah, it is the best one.
Well, I appreciate that, but like I don't know. It's just so cool. Like I think anyone can make that. If I can make that, then you can make that.
I don't think I can make that.
If I told you like literally, I just explained to you what I did, and you could get it done. I think that's like so cool, and that's what that piece represents to me. All right, we kind of just rushed through that last little bit, but we've been having a little bit of difficulty, so
I think I fixed the camera. So what I need to do for the future is pull out the screen. Right now the screen's pulled out. Now it's not overheating anymore. It's fine now.
Okay. Well, I'm starting to run out of breath, so if we want to start getting some.
You want to edit?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of.
Yeah, no.
Because I've kind of talked a lot this podcast.
Yeah, I'd say probably the majority.
So, and in the thank at the beginning, I was like, "This is going to be an Addy Central episode. I can't talk."
And then you found cooking comparison, and then went off.
Literally,
for 30 minutes,
that was it. Yeah,
I had to have been at least like 15 minutes.
It's probably like closer till 10, or probably 5. It's probably like 5 minutes.
I don't think it was 5. I think it was 15.
No, my sense of time is like shot. So
that's a wrap. Episode 7.
That's a wrap. Episode 7. Thoughts?
I don't know. It went fine, I think.
Well, okay. No, about like
we didn't get
closing statements.
Oh, are we still gonna experiment with live viewers?
Yeah. There wasn't really a good bit for them to like interject and stuff, so I didn't want to do it this.
I think it would have been interesting seeing what their favorite art forms were and why it's their favorite. And
I guess if they had like a favorite piece, yeah, I guess.
But to be fair,
you didn't.
The homie CY is only in here, so I mean that would have been one guy, you know.
Oh, dude, that would have been embarrassing.
One guy?
Yeah, we've been like, all right, everyone.
No, I meant that's what I meant. That's what I meant. Like it's only one guy, you know.
Yeah.
So we need a few more, you know. Everyone stopped showing up because we stopped reacting to their when we stopped like.
Yeah, we did that for a reason.
It killed our channel, bro. But episode 7.
Okay. The plan. If everything goes as planned, next week. Okay. Have you guys heard of the glitter conspiracy? I think that's what we should do. I think we should do
the glitter conspiracy.
The glitter conspiracy, and give everyone a chance to put their little 2 cents in. But that's going to be live on Yo Addy with 3 eyes at the end of Addy. So
we're gonna have to do our research on that bit though.
Be there or be square, definitely, because there's so many little bits and pieces that
I hope we both can form our own opinion on it.
Yeah,
and then we could go off.
Yeah, because I want to bring literally just bring like a folder to you. I'll be like, all right, here's all the evidence I have piled up, where I think the answer to this is this, and you're like, I think the answer to this is
that sounds fun.
This. I think that'd be really cool. But yeah, just enjoy art, man. Enjoy life.
Yeah.
Say something corny and cringe.
Yep. I guess sure. That was corny and cringe.
That was cringe.
Yeah.
You see, we suck at endings.
Yeah.
Maybe one day we'll
get it. Bro. We figured out the intro for this video.
Yeah.
And we're figuring out the outro.
Well,
it's tradition to mess up the outro for this video.
Yeah.
Because we always mess up the outro.
Wait, this is tradition. Guys, we finished episode 7.
Have we still hit every single week so far?
No, we had to skip one because
the fog got covered.
You fricked up the video.
No, not my fault.
Say something. Well, say something. I wish we.
Do you know what that emote is right there?
No. Okay, we'll talk about it later. Okay. Thanks for watching. Guys.
Appreciate you guys stopping by.
Appreciate you.
Or whatever you do.
This has been the D302 show. Tune back in next week where we talk about